Hi, this is Pastor Steve, and I'm back after sabbatical. Thank you, congregation, church council, and especially the staff who really stepped up while I was gone and kept so many things going here at Emmanuel Lutheran Church. I'm here to talk a little bit about an upcoming feasibility study for our congregation. And so this Sunday, which is September 19th for the Adult Forum, we have two very special guests. One is Theresa Shaw, our executive director, and the other Howard Isaacson, who is the CEO of Emmanuel Communities and Emmanuel Academies. There's a lot of planning ahead, and quite frankly, I'm just starting to look at some of the material myself. So I'm going to be listening, I hope you will as well, for this special presentation for the future of Emmanuel Lutheran Church.
Good morning. Good morning, Theresa. Theresa, of course, is the executive director of Emmanuel, the church. And good morning. I'm Howard Isaacson, the CEO of Emmanuel Communities and Emmanuel Academies. Today we're going to talk with you about the feasibility study and capital campaign, what exactly we're doing, why we're doing it, and where we hope to go together. So, Steve, I want to thank you and welcome you back to Naples and Emmanuel. And congregation, I want to welcome you as well to today's Sunday Forum.
So I'm really excited, and we're going to talk about really how did we get to this place that we're going now. And you've heard this little word, buzzword, I say, about feasibility. And Howard, you've really been a great asset to us in taking the lead and organizing and getting everything ready so that our church, our many communities, oh, by the way, do you all understand we have 4 different worship communities? And it is awesome. And so we're going to work collectively as a group to look at the feasibility of our church. And so, Howard, I'll just ask you, can you just kind of tell us a little bit about that process?
Well, thank you, Theresa. So a new stewardship team, the strategic stewardship team, has been brought together. And this is a unique group because it represents actually folks from the boards of Emmanuel Communities, Emmanuel Academies, church council members, members from the endowment as well, and with input from our annual stewardship committee also. So it represents basically all of our ministries, all of our communities that we serve, and all of our worship communities. A request for proposals was put together by the team. We sent these out. We received back 7 or 8 great proposals. We then actually whittled it down, and with the committee, we interviewed 4 campaign advisors. And 2 of those were local, 2 of those were national. Ultimately, the committee worked through and selected GSB, which is a national Lutheran fundraising firm, to assist us in this entire process.
Thank you. You know, and I could not have remembered all that, so I certainly appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, well, where are we? Where are we at this point, Howard? We have now selected a consultant firm, and we're going to move forward. And what does that look like?
So there is a multi-step process because Emmanuel has really changed over the last few years. And before we ask people to even consider making a significant additional gift over and above their annual gift, it's important that they see how God is working through our church and our ministries. So our first step is to effectively collect as many different stories as possible of folks' lives who have been changed by the work of Emmanuel and being touched by God through our people and what we are doing.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the success of the feasibility study is going to depend on the collaboration, it's going to depend on the storytelling, the cooperation, the trust, and the leveraging, this is your words, the leveraging of wisdom and experience.
That is absolutely true. And we know that people give of time, treasure, and talent when they love what's going on and when they understand the impact of their gifts, whether it's time, treasure, or talent. So our first step, our first phase, is this storytelling phase where we're capturing stories and then we will be sharing stories. So we've had our first training program. Mitzi from GSB came down, led us in a full morning of training. We had Mitzi and Edie Cole doing a great interview, and we've got that available online so folks can actually see how it's done. That has then been converted into an actual story highlighting what is the change agent. More than 100 plus members of Emmanuel participated in that training, either on live or in person, and they are out and about capturing stories.
Well, you know, and a lot of people say, well, what is a story going to tell about Emmanuel Lutheran Church? You know, we see each other every day, and we don't realize what our ministries do to help other people, how it directs them to go out in the community, to do what they do, to love people, to care about people, and to want more for not just only Emmanuel, but those who are in our community. So I'm excited about the storytelling, even though I'm not a writer. However, I can certainly tell the story if someone will write it. So, you know, Howard, with all of this going on, I must admit, there was a strategic plan in 2014, and you will see how we have evolved around those goals, and now we're at the point of really telling our story and being able to move forward. There's one thing, too, I want to mention, too,
Sure.
and I don't know whether you touched on it, is growth.
Yes.
We are growing. I don't know whether any of you know it or not, but we are growing here at Emmanuel and throughout our various worship communities. We have new members. We had over 19 baptisms. Now, this was during the COVID time. So this tells me, regardless, God continues to work within us to do His will, and so we want to continue to work together for His purpose. Now, Theresa, Howard, what does that really mean? That means that we have a lot of things in our building that needs to be upgraded. We have a wonderful academy that's growing our ministry and our ministers, and it's awesome. It's outside of it's in Rwanda, and we are just moving. And so what that says is, what is it that we need to do to keep up with the growth of Emmanuel Lutheran Church? And so we're going to move forward so that, Howard, you know, hopefully at the end of our feasibility study, which will be in October or November, well, hopefully by December, but January, we want to be able to come back to Emmanuel Lutheran Church and let them know the results of our feasibility. And that will help us to plan, to move forward, and to continue to uplift all the work that we're doing and the people within our congregation and our communities.
Absolutely. It is a wonderful thing that's going on here at Emmanuel with, over the last 5 years, new pastors, Pastor Will, Pastor Rick, additional worship communities out at the park, Emmanuel Community Church here at Mooring Line Drive. As Theresa said, Emmanuel Academies, we just welcomed 10 new seminarians this fall. That's over and above our existing 25 seminarians. We're welcoming our first Doctor of Ministry student as well, which is really exciting. And our students are here in Florida. That's where the bulk of them are, but we also have students, as you said, in Rwanda and Central and South America. Great things are going on, and as everyone knows, we're feeding thousands effectively each week out at Emmanuel Community Park, on average 450 families per week. And of course, right now, we do not have any structures out there other than the playground and the Welcome Center. We will be building the pavilion over the coming 6 months. But following that, we're looking to build a modern day sanctuary that actually serves as a community center, a community hall for that community and for our worship community. And great things are underway. And we objectively want to communicate that all through this storytelling, through the feasibility study, which hopefully, if folks understand what we're doing and are moved and compelled to support it, will result in a significant capital campaign that will move Emmanuel forward for the next 10, 20, 50 years with great excitement.
So Howard, what do we want to leave our audience with today as we move forward in our feasibility study, and people may have questions? How do we leave them with information about how they can contact us, ask questions? Because they'll want to know, well, how did we get to this point? And they may have some specific questions. Can you tell us how and where and how they can connect with us so that we may keep them informed?
Absolutely. So, first thing, each of our training programs are online. So down below this video, you will actually see links to some of our training programs and training materials. Also, please feel free to reach out to Theresa and me with any questions whatsoever. We are encouraging all of our congregation and community members who've been touched by Emmanuel to think about how their lives have been changed. And if they have a story to share, to reach out to us or reach out to Gina or any other congregational member to put together a story, could be in bullet points and whatnot, and to then forward that to Gina, where it will be edited by our team, and we will then put that together into a book. And as Theresa had indicated, this will go through the fall and will result in a report at the end of January. So here is what you can expect this fall. We're welcoming everyone to capture stories and tell stories, and that manual that Pastor Steve showed, Gina has copies available for those who want to be involved in the story capture or storytelling process. And we welcome everyone to be in part of that. And then following that, we will actually have cottage meetings and one-on-one visitations during the months of November, December, and probably early January as well as we move forward in the process. So we welcome you all to be a part of this, because Emmanuel is your church, it is our church, and this is as Theresa said, it is a unified, collaborative, Emmanuel-wide opportunity for growth and directing our future.
Thank you. Well, as we close up, I want to give a thank you to our wonderful council, who has been very supportive to these initiatives and allowed our executive team to move forward. So like Howard said, if you have any questions, please reach out to us. All the information is on our website. If you would like to talk with us, you can always call Gina. She can find us. But we just appreciate all the support that we're getting. And we look forward to continuing to work together so that we will have a very successful feasibility study and be able to move forward with the growth of Emmanuel Lutheran Church.
And so, Theresa, I want to extend an invitation to everyone who is watching this. Following the 9 o'clock worship service at Mooring Line Drive this Sunday, Pastor Steve, Theresa, and myself will be having a discussion as to this process, and we welcome everyone to attend, ask questions, understand better where we're at, where we're going, so we can move together as one church, multiple communities.
Thank you.